And then Tera Dost came up to my mind like suddenly out of the blue, totally out of the blue. It was like an old dropped idea, and I was like, why don't I try this? I just put up a story. I was like, guys, I'm like planning to reboot my plan that I had like a few years ago about Tera Dost mental health organization. And any of you guys are, please share the story. And if any of you guys are interested to volunteer for it, please let me know and you can join in. And let's try to make this world a better place. And honestly, I got more than 500 messages in less than 6 hours. More than 500 messages.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they tell you can't build something overnight. That's right.
Rome
Yeah,
wasn't
Rome
built
wasn't
overnight.
built overnight. Yeah, Rome wasn't built
That
overnight.
was Tera Dost was your
Tera
Rome.
Dost, Tera Dost was my Rome. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was good.
Yes, that was perfect. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Visionary Stories podcast. Today we have Theodre Joseph. He is the head and founder of an incredible organization, an NGO called Tera Dost. More about that and his own personal life today on the show. Theodore, thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Can we like do a clap? Like,
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Visionary Stories podcast.
you are perfect just as you are.
The one thing that'll stop you from growing is your ego.
Perfection is not attainable because if you're perfect, then you have nothing to pursue in life. Become the person you could be.
It's gonna fail. That means that won't work for you. Try another one.
There's room for improvement. That's what
Best is never
It's
attainable.
not okay. You just
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Visionary Stories. Welcome back to the Visionary Stories podcast.
mental health, physical health, everything takes effort, everything takes time. You have
Yeah,
to
you
work.
have to work
You have to work hard every day.
That's the end game.
That's taking your arsenal and just throwing it back at you.
I mean, like, it's not going to stay for permanent. Nothing's permanent. Cruise thing, just live it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Visionary Stories podcast. Today on the podcast, we have Theodre Joseph. He has his own NGO, somewhat to say. He has his own NGO called Tera Dost, and we'll get into all of that here today on the episode. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Theodore, for agreeing to do this. I know you might be kind of busy. I'm just happy that you're here to take the time, come here and talk to me about all of this. Thank you. Okay, so it's better if you do this. Why don't you introduce yourself? Who is Theo? How young is he, and what his purpose is?
Okay, so yeah, it was aforementioned that I'm Theodre Joseph, and I'm 20 now. Yeah, I pretty much either look the age or don't look it some of the times. And like, what my passion or aim is like, just spreading smiles kind of thing, and like seeing people happy, sharing that happiness.
All right. So we're going to talk about everything today. We're going to talk about Tera Dost and like what it means to you and how you came up with the idea. All of that. We'll get into all of that. But take me back. Take me on that time machine. Take me back to your childhood. How was it? Like, how was the young Theo? How was he growing up?
All right. So young Theo didn't have that much of a bright childhood. It wasn't all sunshine,
Smiles?
flowers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happened was my parents got like married. It was a love marriage. Yeah. Neither of the houses were cool with that, and they were kicked out obviously. And it was tough for us. We were brought up like I came up in acute poverty honestly, and it was like we didn't have much food or drink or whatsoever. Like no proper shelter as well. We just lived in 1 BHK flat. It's not exactly a flat as well, but then in these slums, like it's a thing. Yeah, so the slum which I was brought up in is like pretty much close from the house that I'm staying right now. And so it's like just to remind me of who I actually am or who I actually was.
Like going back to the roots.
Yeah, going back to the roots.
Yeah.
And I didn't pretty much grow up with my parents. Like my dad had gone abroad, the golden ticket for us. And she worked 3 different jobs. She would work as a receptionist in the hospital, and Later, she would work in the call center, and just that life of that connection thing. I was growing up in a slum, and the people of the slum brought me up. In fact, so like whatever I've learned, like the street smarts of what I've learned over there, basically, I think the people in the slums are like not educated and stuff. But then they might not be educated according to the societal standards or according to the world.
Yeah.
But what these people have seen and gone through is like way, way, way more than what any of us might have seen. Because those people like are like humko pata hai struggle kya hai kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I was brought up by this one particular lady, like I was shuffled homes and stuff. My mom would leave me from there with a caretaker. Then she had like all these cattle and poultry and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty much fun living with friends. Like get to talk to people in different backgrounds, cooks and crooks and what kind of people. As life went on, it was pretty good. Like I was brought up in a comfortable atmosphere. Once I turned like 5 years old, it started getting better. Things started getting better. My mom got a proper job. My dad settled down as well, and yeah, things were fine. But then again, things at home weren't all that good. Fights and stuff. That would happen, and I would always be a scapegoat, the middle ground of the violence that would ensue at home. So that started taking a toll. See, like when you're 3 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old, you don't really know what's going on. But then once you are able to like process things like as to what's really going on, like able to tell the good from the bad. Like, so it started getting a bit difficult. And then, yeah, I am supposedly the golden child of the family. And I'm the only boy, by the way. I have I'm the only kid to my parents, but then all my cousins are all girls. Yeah, so, and I'm the youngest. So that was another.
So that was childhood went. You had any siblings growing up?
No siblings at all, but I did have a stray dog called Snoopy. She was there with me from when I was a kid, and she just passed away last year. She was 16 years old, and that was a huge toll for me because, like, even if my parents were like, I wasn't quite the extrovert. Like, I still ain't an extrovert or whatsoever. I'm just like easy to communicate with, easy to talk to, but not the extrovert. I'm somewhere between an introvert and extrovert. So I would just like hug Snoopy or like just sleep on her belly and cry or whatsoever in the balcony over here at my place. And then we just like sit and like just look at things aimlessly, just look at things, and that was pretty good. And then like growing up in school and stuff, it wasn't easy. And wasn't easy, like trust me, I come from a convent school, St. Patrick's High School. You know how convents are.
Yeah,
they'll literally whack the living whatsoever out of you. And that is somewhat, that kind of takes a toll onto you. And then once you like have that high scoring personality and stuff, like once people see you're capable of doing that and once you fall from that, it's going to be difficult. And then that's where all the trouble began. That marks the time.
I've been there, I know.
Started falling like that. But extracurriculars, like name it and I'll be in that thing, like debate, elocution, sports. It was that they're like, are you even in the class? Like, why are you even coming to school? Are you like coming for extracurriculars and stuff? And then they just pretty much got fed up of me.
What about friends like in school and all? Like, how was your friendships?
Yeah, I was tight with every single person. There was like no one who hated me or whatsoever because I was that guy who everyone knew. So there was this thing called YCS. It's an international organization actually for the schools and stuff. but like for developing your leadership qualities and stuff. So I was the president for my school, and then eventually I became Mr. Vice's vice. And then I take up a lot of initiatives and stuff to do at school, to do outside school. And then they were very much impressed by that. But then when I was in ninth class, my marks fell pretty bad. I almost failed. Then my dad was in Qatar back then, and he had to like come down because my marks had gone horrible. So in the 10th grade, I was supposed to become the head boy of the school. Too bad I was put into Narayana, if you happen to know this fascinating group of institutions. And then life was just hell over there. And so from the 9th class, that is where the mental illnesses like started creeping in. And like that was like the budding stage kind of thing. And I didn't particularly know. I was like, man, I feel so tired all the time. I feel drained. Like my head hurts all the time. I feel like this shallow feeling in my chest. Like I feel nauseous all the time and stuff. And you know, Indian parents, how they're gonna like just gaslight it like that.
Yeah,
Indian parents are gaslighting this goal like this.
Yeah. So was it like something that you struggled with personally a lot? That you figured that why don't we start
I figured
something?
Yeah, I figured it out in my intermediate first year, I guess. Like after I passed out from 10th, I'll tell you. So, like the story gets pretty personal. Like my parents were well off. Okay, honestly, they were pretty well off. And you know, these friends who just come to you when they need something and stuff. They don't really matter what else. Like they don't have a proper mental relationship or proper understanding, like proper communication or whatsoever. Then they come, let's meet up, let's eat something, let's drink something, let's hang out. So most friends nowadays, I don't know about nowadays, but then back then at least, like what it was some like hanging out or like going out and eating food together and like eating at costly places and putting pictures of that on Instagram. I think that was what friendship was being defined as back then. And that was all about like taking a selfie with your friend and like putting all those hashtags and stuff and like telling how like tight you guys are. Yeah, so most of the friends were like that, okay. No one back then knew the concept of mental health. Like I'm pretty sure no school back then taught anyone anything about mental health. I'm not sure about other countries, but then here in India, it's just another taboo. It's just like, I'll get fine to it, like just leave it, you'll be fine, it's all in your head kind of thing. And I got told that a lot of times, like till date, even if I tell someone like my parents or something, they'll be like, yeah, it's fine, it's not like we are not struggling, we gotta get over it and stuff. So yeah, I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of hopes as well. See, because I would give my 100%. Whatever I do, I give my 100%. There's like no backing down from that. Because I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of like loyalty, respect kind of thing. Because that is what I was brought up with. And then, you know, these friends and stuff, you know, they eventually leave kind of thing. Or you like these people called ditching or backstabbing and stuff. They started doing that a lot. And people, they tell you this for the sake of it, like, bro, I'm there for you. If there's anything, just tell me, just call me, stuff. And then when you actually tell them something, they'll be like, I don't think that is something you should worry about. Or they'll just like counter you with something what they're actually facing. So they're not really listening and understanding. They're not really getting the ground of this. And they realize that eating stuff isn't really for me. And then things which happened in the family. There was like a lot of stuff which was going on, man, at home, outside and stuff. And then it just came all like crumbling down big time. And I didn't really know who to turn to at this point. It was just all, I was in a dark place. And honestly, I had suicidal thoughts from when I was in second or third grade. This thing. And it's been like pretty prevalent as well of late, before that as well. And then you gotta fight it, and I know that I have the capability to fight it. I've got the proper circle. I've got good friends now. I've got like people who I call family as of now. So I've had that. And then one day I was just like, man, I just wish I had someone to listen to me and understand me. Like, just don't be my friend. Like, I don't care if you aren't my friend. I like talk to a random stranger. I would like, I'd rather talk to a random stranger. Like, give him $10. I actually did that. I'll tell you, I actually did that. So there was this homeless guy. So there's this particular famous place in Hyderabad called Sindhi Colony. We got a lot of pandadas and stuff over there. And we got a lot of homeless people, land scavengers and stuff. So I gave this one guy like $20 and I told him, I asked him in Telugu, Anna, మీరు అర్ధగంట కూర్చొని నేను చెప్పింది వింటారా అని పైసలు ఇస్తా. So that means, sir, can you like, bro, can you like sit for half an hour and listen to me? I'll pay you how much ever you want, karke.
Okay.
He was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then I just sat and I just told him stuff. He was, I honestly don't know if he was listening or not, but then I'm pretty sure he was just silently sitting over there and at least pretending that he was listening and understanding. He was nodding his head and he was like, Acha, okay, this, that. And I was like, why can't other people be like this? And then well, like, again, honestly, because we aren't like all educated about mental health and psychology and stuff. I didn't know the concept of a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a therapist. So that's when I came to know that these kind of people exist, like counselors and stuff, who can help us out with our problems. So one fine day after my first year exams, I called up this one psychologist lady, and I was like, hi, I'm so-and-so person, I'm Theodre Joseph, and I need some help. And can you guide me further as to how it works? She straight up was like, please pay 1,500 and come to my office. And the session will be for 1 hour. And I was like, ma'am, I'm a 17-year-old. Do you seriously think that I'm going to have $1,500 in my pocket to just blow it for 1 hour or something? And I didn't know what to do. I was like, yeah, okay. And I just cut the call and I never really got back to her. And anyways, summer holidays came after my intermediate first year. And I was like, why don't I start my research on this? Like, what's exactly wrong with me? And I started looking it up and stuff. I came to know that I might have depression. All these terms were new to me. I thought this is the stuff that happens in movies and all. Like that guy, he just holds his head and he's sitting in a dark corner in the room and he's like taking drugs and stuff. I thought that's what depression is. I'm pretty sure I don't have depression. I don't take drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was ready to believe that. And I just called up a few friends. And I was like, why don't we start a page to spread mental health and mental awareness and stuff? Let us like start a page where we listen to people. Listen to what they have to say. Like, just be a friend to someone and listen to them as a friend. Like, not be a therapist, not have that professional level kind of relationship, you know. Just have that friendly talk. Like, just when you're having a regular conversation with your friend, you'll be like, man, I feel tired and stuff kind of thing. That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I told them about that, and they seemed very interested. Tera, I mean, it's 13, right?
Yeah.
So it was, the Tera Dost team was basically 13 people. So 13 group of friends who are like trying to change the world like step by step, one by one. And they were like talking, discussing as to how to lay it out and all. And honestly, we didn't get anywhere. Absolutely nowhere. Like, we're just a bunch of 17-year-olds. No idea of what depression is. No idea of what mental health is. Nothing. We just sitting there on my terrace early in the mornings, drinking a glass of milk, and we're trying to figure out how to do, what to do. No, we were getting nowhere. just like back then, without even planning or like what to say, like some guidelines or rules or a plan for that as to how to work it out and stuff. Honestly, two people turned up for that meeting, and the only thing we typed was introduction. We just typed introduction there on the top of the page. Enter to this line, Tera Dost, how does it work? That's it. That's it. Nothing after that. We're just sitting, looking at memes, eating food, and the idea started fading away, and these people like started losing interest and stuff. They're like, "Hey, I've got other things to do, and about medication, and it's the intersecond day also." The idea started dropping. And then after college reopened, things started spiraling down even worse. It's like, and then again, it was like I came to a point where I couldn't trust anyone or couldn't tell anyone anything whatsoever. And that I think was the hardest year of my life. Because I can't really say like what the future holds for me. But then that particular year was very tough.
Okay.
And nerve ruptures, like nerve damage. So from my brain to my face and to my neck, which proceeded to my back, like they were like getting all damaged, and then I had internal bleeding and stuff. See, basically, when you sleep wrong on your hand or something, and your nerves overlap, you're gonna have one hell of a pain when you get up in the morning or the next day. And all I could do was audible kind of thing, and it wasn't even migraine. Like I thought it was migraine, but you don't really get migraine in parts of your face or your other body parts. And they obviously had to like rush me to the hospital and stuff. And in the ER, they told me that the doctor told me to a neurologist or something, and that guy he ruled out that I had like the like final stage of depression or whatsoever. This was like a very bad situation, and I still have PTSD and anxiety disorders and panic disorders and stuff, which happens all the time. And I wasn't able to figure out. I didn't even know what a panic disorder was, what an anxiety disorder was. I was like, I would just like sit down and start crying out of nowhere, and I would like start gasping and for air and stuff. Like it would get difficult for me to breathe. Then like something would happen, and I'd like lose my breath. Then I'd get up in the middle of the night from nightmares and have hallucinations and stuff. Very, very, very tough time. And then again, still no one to talk to, but I had one friend, two friends. Really respect those people who were there for me, and like they after like knowing my situation, how it was, I was able to like hold on and fight on kind of thing, and I was able to get to a little better place, just a little better place. Last year again in September, I was having a very bad time. Like my dog passed away, and my aunt had passed away, my grandmother had passed away. Then I had seen a lot of deaths from the past year, and almost the count crosses over 30, like close people of mine. Like even before this whole COVID thing, I was losing it. So September 28th, September 28th, that day, I don't really know what got into me. I was sitting in the afternoon and I was having a panic attack and I started crying and stuff. Then I had like just broken up with my ex at that time, and I couldn't even call her to talk to her. And honestly, other people as well weren't particularly on my side. I was like, how many more people like me are there out there in the world who like really need someone to talk to, and they're just hanging on that thin thread like of hope, and you don't really know like when is it gonna be someone's last day. You could say like absolute nonsense to them, like tear them down today and tomorrow they might be dead, and like you can't really apologize to something that isn't there or someone that isn't there. You can do all you want, you can repent, you can change or whatsoever, and that burden that lies on you will never go, that guilt.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then Tera Dost came up to my mind like suddenly out of the blue, totally out of the blue. It was like an old dropped idea, and I was like, why don't I try this? It's like, I just put up a story. I was like, guys, I'm like planning to reboot my plan that I had like a few years ago about Tera Dost, the mental health organization. And any of you guys are, please share the story. And if any of you guys are interested to volunteer for it, please let me know and you can join in. And let's try to make this world a better place. And honestly, I got more than 500 messages in less than 6 hours. More than 500 messages.
Wow.
Yeah. Like they tell you can't build something overnight, but Tera Dost did happen overnight. But which city was it again that they said wasn't built overnight? Yeah, I guess it was Paris, right?
Rome
Yeah,
wasn't
Rome wasn't
built
built overnight. Yeah, Rome wasn't built
That
overnight.
was, Tera Dost was your Rome.
Tera Dost was my Rome. And then I just started getting calls from random people, okay? Very random people. They were like, man, I don't know what you are, I don't know who you are, I don't know where you're going with this, but I like what you're doing and I'm all in, whatever you're doing. Like wherever you're going with this, I'm there with you.
Yeah.
And then we like started picking up and we started like building the page and we started working on it. And page didn't really have, like see, we didn't have that much of an outreach or whatsoever. Like outreach was like max 300 to 500 people because back then the number of volunteers that we started with was 20 honestly. 20. And I didn't particularly know what to do, but what I knew was I knew that I'm not going back. I'm not dropping this plan, and neither am I gonna be the same person that I was because I know that I've been there. I know that someone needs me, and I know definitely that I'm going to be there for someone who needs me.
Yeah.
Then I just kept going. Like I got a lot of criticism. Honestly, they were like, "Oh, this isn't registered and stuff," and like, "How authentic are you guys?" Like, lots of like, "You guys are just wannabes," and you get all these
hate
explicit images. Yeah, hate, and then you get all these creepy dudes on Instagram, like make fake accounts and stuff. They end up thinking the admin is a female because of all this sweet talk. And they send like unsolicited pictures. So I just kept going with it. I was like, I'm not backing up, not this time. No, I'm not doing that at all.
Okay, just take me through how it all works. Okay, like as if I'm someone who contacts Tera Dost. Tell me, how would you deal with me?
So, see, you contacted us on Instagram. What we do is we share your profile in the first responders group to like redirect someone to you. And like we have a few policies, like if one of the first responders happens to know you, they are not really supposed to take the case or something. And like not let us know as well at the same time.
No personal info.
No personal thing. And the admin team as well will like ask you a few questions, nothing personal. It's just like what might you be feeling at that point of time and what you've been going through, or like, even if they don't want to open up, that's like totally fine. And so we have that 5 minutes policy kind of thing, the 5 minutes policy, 5 minutes rule, wherein we are supposed to like redirect you to a volunteer within like 5 minutes. And obviously they keep getting their training and stuff. We have like regular workshops and regular meetings. I even like often complete. I've given them courses to complete and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And so the session goes like 7 days in a week. So like we have like 7 sessions every day, one session or through the day, like whenever they want to talk and stuff, they can like talk to us or to the volunteer. Or if the volunteer and the client aren't having a fixed time or something, they like fix upon a time, say like 4:30 to 6:30 or something, whenever they both are free.
Yeah.
To talk it out and stuff.
Yeah.
And after 7 sessions, they like have to figure out as to what that person is going through, basically.
Yeah.
So we'll be suggesting them professional if you'll be needing like professional help, or you just need to see a counselor, or if you like need to like just get a first responder to like keep checking up on you every now and then and stuff.
Yeah.
So that is basically how it goes. And or you can like if you think that you really need a psychiatrist or a psychologist or something, you can like just directly come to us and ask us that you need a professional to talk to you and you need professional help, and we'll immediately redirect you to a psychiatrist. We're like tied up with a good number of them all around the country, all around the world. In fact, like Tera Dost isn't just in India; it's like all around the world. And any given place, we do have volunteers who are working for us, doctors, organizations, institutions, and that like took a lot of like ground level planning and stuff. That's like another thing, but yeah, that is basically how this goes. And Tera Dost isn't just for like mental illnesses. So say you're getting harassed online, or you're getting bullied online, or you're a woman whose pictures have been morphed or something, or you're being ransomed for them, or if you have seen like some family in need of money, or like someone who's need of food or essentials in this pandemic situation and stuff. We deal with all that as well. And like of course the organization Tera Dost took a huge loss from like the end of March till the beginning and the midweek of June, because I had to like personally pay for things from my own pocket, because there were a lot of psychologists, psychiatrists and all who had like tied up with us, who had an agreement with us for like they to keep getting clients and stuff. And then I happen to live very close, like in central Hyderabad. So central Hyderabad basically, which is near Secunderabad station. So 100 meters from my place, in my 100 meters radius, I have the metro rail station, I have an international hospital, I have the city bus stand, and then I have the city railway station, the Secunderabad junction, and you got like almost everything, shopping malls, whatsoever. And so what happened was, all these migrants and all, they crashed over here at Secunderabad and stuff. There were a lot of them, and we were like going and like disputing. Not exactly we. It wasn't exactly on behalf of Tera Dost. I wouldn't say that, but like my family and my associates, my dad's friends, my mom friends, we like went and distributed like rations and stuff. And we were able to cover up a good amount of people and stuff. There were like people who lost their livelihood and stuff as well. So we were helping them out as well, like wherever we could, as much as we could. So Tera Dost wasn't particularly that active in that period of time. So in March to June, it's like not completely dead kind of thing, but we did have a few cases coming every now and then. And so like after incurring all those losses and all, it was like time to revamp this whole thing and make a better structure for the organization.
Yeah.
So back then itself, we had like chapter heads. So basically, Tera Dost has a system of hierarchy or a system of management. So I myself, I happen to be a political science, a triple major basically, a political science, public administration, and economics student.
Okay.
So I use my public administration skills to figure out how to make things better. What what could I do to fill that crack and fill that gap? So I started talking to the volunteers, and I figured I needed departments. I figured that I needed departments, and what I did was I made different departments. So basically, it's me who's the head, and then next comes the. So I'll tell you the previous hierarchy system and the one that I devised after that. So before it was just me, and then next would come the department heads. So we had a department head for the first responders. We had the media and marketing team who would help us to promote the page and share it and push it and get publicity and stuff. Then we had the PR / Dost ambassador team who would work on field for us. So if we needed to get any sponsorships or we needed to sign any agreements or contracts or collaborations or whatsoever, these people would be like our spokespersons. And then we had the letters team. So the letters team doesn't really function much. The letters team basically is, say, you came to us like a week ago for help, and then you spoke to a volunteer and stuff, and they know what you've been through. So what we do is we write a handwritten letter, and we scan it and we send it to you to make you feel better and special kind of thing. So that was basically my idea. I used to do that to my friends and stuff. If they go through a rough patch or something, I know that if anyone can type a text, man. Anyone can type a text. They can send a voice recording. They can send a video recording or something. But what you write down and stuff, that stuff really flows out from the heart.
Yeah.
So I would do that, and I thought, I need to incorporate this as well, which will make people feel better eventually.
Yeah.
We had the arts and design team as well, who would help us with making posts and stuff, or posting on the feed or on the stories. Yeah, so all these teams weren't really active and responsive and stuff. We would just get volunteers who would just come in and sit there. I know I can't expect much of them, but then once someone commits to a cause or something, it is equally responsible of them as well. The responsibility to keep up with their tasks and stuff.
Yeah.
And that wasn't quite happening. So I figured this isn't quite working out, and in June, July, what I had done was I changed the whole system kind of thing. So I appointed 3 admins which are disclosed to the public and 3 admins who are not. And so these people would come next to me, and then I appointed my co-head, who happens to be a very close friend of mine. And then of course the department heads as well. And this time we had more teams and stuff. We had the legal department and the influencers department and the medical department, the finance department, to focus on each area of the organization, so that there is no lack. There's no lack of communication, lack of understanding whatsoever. And at Tera Dost, honestly, we are like a family, one big family. Because you see these companies, they tell you we are one big family, and they give you they treat you like these Indian families where they give you trauma and stuff. They're not those kind of families. We're like a proper, growing, healthy family. We understand each other, we listen to each other, we care for each other. Because that is what the organization is built on. Because we don't want to have that feeling of being unwanted or whatsoever. We have meetings and stuff, we hang out. We have like a meeting, like pre-COVID, we would like meet up and stuff, have a meeting for 1 hour, 1.5 hour. And then we'd go like we'd like go to malls and do like window shopping and stuff. And these guys would like get fed up of me because I'm very, very, very fickle-minded and I can't pick out what to buy and stuff. These guys would like get fed up of me, and then I'd like just tire them to, feel hungry for lunch so that they can have a stomach full.
Yeah.
And then we'd have lunch and stuff, and then we'd like sit and talk to them, and then we'd have a great Sunday and just leave home. We call each other every now and then, we text each other, like even if it's not for meetings, we meet each other every now and then, like to keep the close rapport. And we don't call each other like boss, sir, or whatsoever. Just call each other by our names.
Yeah.
We're just friends. Of course, with the professional department, it's like different because they aren't really our bros or whatsoever. So yeah, but then they are as well on pretty good terms with us because I usually talk to them very sweetly and all. They as well are good with us. So that was basically about what Tera Dost was until now, kind of thing.
Yeah. Because like you said, wait, how long have you been like since you actually started in September 28th? Like how long has it been since you initially started?
September 20th, so like October, November, December, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, 10 months.
10 months. 10 months, that's
Yeah.
impressive actually. So within this 10 months, I'm pretty sure you would have faced a lot of setbacks. Like you said, the pandemic setting in and various other setbacks.
Yep.
Was there any one or two like very, very crucial that came as an obstacle in front of your organization?
The crucial part was where volunteers started leaving, basically. So any startup or whatsoever, you gotta give it time. You gotta give it time. You gotta have faith and hope in it. You gotta be patient with it, and like a lot of people wanna go big or go home. Yeah, like that is what the world is like encoded to nowadays. Like, if you're at that pedestal, people are gonna respect you, and people are not gonna respect you if you don't do anything or if you don't sum up to something. I know, honestly, like pretty sure you must have got it at one point of life. Like you won't sum up to anything, you're a loser, and like that's pathetic and stuff. A lot of people get that, and people they want results like overnight. See, I agree. Tera Dost was my Rome, but then this Rome, even though it came overnight, I had to keep Rome running, okay? I had to administer Rome, I had to take care of its people. Rome had to stay alive, and Rome needed its people. Without people, there's no Rome. See, because you can have a whole country, man, you can have like the entirety of Russia, but without its people, it's not a country, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So without people, we aren't anything, honestly, because it is because of the volunteers, because of the people who work for us, who work with us, and the people who come to us for help. It is because of that we are something today. And a lot of people they just don't understand that things take time. It's like all in good time kind of thing. See, because you can put your 100% today, but doesn't mean you're gonna get a result. It's like all based on luck. But then luck favors someone who like works hard in the first place. Yeah, your odds are high. Once you work hard and you put in efforts, like the odds are better. The odds are like in your favor. So a lot of people started leaving us, and like there were a few people who were like trying to copy our idea and stuff. See, honestly, I didn't personally know that there were similar pages like this. See, because there's the Depression Project, and then there's like the Happy Company, and then there's some company called Seven Cups or something, which is a huge international organization. Not sure of that. I honestly didn't know about that, but a lot of people like try to make an exact rip-off of us.
Yeah.
Same thing, but it doesn't quite work like that because we worked hard for it from day one, and you can't copy an idea, like right? Like in that V for Vendetta movie, like that guy was like, ideas are bulletproof.
Yeah.
Like ideas can't be killed or destroyed.
Exactly.
So that happened. Those pages, they crumbled within a week. Honestly, see, it's not like I'm happy about it or something, but it's about the ethics, the work ethic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I copied my idea or something. It's that I didn't do it. And even if I'm doing something, I'm doing it out of honesty and sincerity because I face something, not for the fame or for recognition or for money.
Yeah.
No, it is definitely not for that. What we do is not for the recognition or for the money or for the fame or whatsoever. Whatever we do is like wholehearted.
Yeah.
And that was one way the setback. And like I told you before, the monetary part, see, like every person says is gonna come, money is gonna go, money is gonna stay, money is gonna leave. But then at the end of the day, it's like, what did you do with that? What did you do with all that wealth? What did you do with all that power? That's what matters in the end of the day.
I know because of the COVID situation, and it's obviously different now. But then, with how far you have come with Tera Dost, are you happy, like with the company and all of it? Are you happy, and where is this going?
Extremely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like extremely happy and satisfied with wherever I've come and where I'm about to go with this. See, because within a month of starting Tera Dost, we started spreading pan India. There were people from other states as well who wanted to help people in their own states because they faced like similar problems and stuff.
Yeah.
And we started having like chapter heads and all. One outstanding person in that, like I haven't mentioned any names up till now, but then one outstanding person is Aditi Goel from Delhi, who's like from day one has like stayed by me and had believed in the cause and like worked on her Delhi chapter, and she never let me down. Honestly, she never let me down. And like the other people, it was understandable. It was understandable that they couldn't keep up with their task because they weren't cut out for it. See, because they were probably better at something else. They probably didn't have the good leadership skills, or they just lacked something and they just left kind of thing. It was a bit heartbreaking at first, but then I realized that's how it's gonna be here on. Because people are gonna stay, people are gonna go. You just gotta keep moving on and like not stay where you are. You can like turn and look back and learn something, but just don't dread about it. You wanna stop, take a break. If you wanna look back, but don't go down that road again. Like, don't take a U-turn and start walking back in that direction.
Exactly.
Don't do that. Like, it's fine if you break down. It's fine if you want to cry. It's okay, honestly. But then too much of that again is not good. Not good at all.
Yeah.
And there was that, and yeah. So Tera Dost, I am pretty happy. Very happy. In fact, like I've made a lot of friends, a lot of people who I can put my trust and belief in. Like people who gave me a new reason to continue living on and stuff. And Tera Dost, honestly, I was planning to get a government job or something and serve the country and stuff. Or go abroad and work for a while and come back. I was having like all sorts of plans, different plans, honestly, very different plans, and then it's just off late from like the beginning of this year that I realized Tera Dost is starting to become my thing. Like I see a future with it. it sounds like a relationship kind of thing, but yeah, of course it is a
it is
relationship.
kind
It
of
is a work.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like a commitment. You have to put in the time and effort.
Because I can't just let it die.
Yeah.
It was a cause, it's got to live on. It has a reason, it's got to live on. And a lot of people have benefited from it.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, till date we might have like attended to more than roughly 200. See, I don't want to over exaggerate or overestimate like 500 or something. But directly or indirectly, yes, we might have like reached out to 500 or 1,000 people in our personal life, in our daily conversation and stuff. Yeah, that might have happened.
That's really commendable job actually, because it's a very noble cause. It's and that to an NGO. So hats off to you guys. What about the future? Because everyone wants to know about the future. What do you think is in store for Tera Dost in the future?
Tera Dost, I see it growing like big time into a proper settled international organization, because even of late my dad was like, once this whole pandemic thing settles down and stuff, I'll like have a look at how well you're doing with this organization of yours, and then once you get your permanent registration for the organization, we'll get an office and stuff, and we'll start, growing. We'll start going big.
Yeah.
And like a few years from now, I see a lot of people working for Tera Dost. I don't see mental health and mental health awareness as a stigma anymore. I at least hope to. And Tera Dost is going to be something that everyone knows. Like, I've got someone to talk to. I believe in them. I can trust them. They're there for us, kind of thing.
Honestly, nice. Oh, good job on everything you guys have done there. I wish you the best. So a couple of closing questions. Okay, so this whole journey of Tera Dost has been incredible. Okay, ups, downs, lefts, right, everything. It's all packed. So if you had to direct a movie, okay, who would be acting in it, and what would the movie be called?
Oh, good question. That's something new that I've been asked. See, I'll just like the question is imaginary. I'll probably use my imagination as well. Probably my kid would act in the movie, and yeah, yeah, probably my kid would be acting in the movie. Like let the movie take time. Let them see like from birth to where I came up to. Like let them see the whole journey, kind of thing. The movie.
What would you call it?
Yeah.
First thing that comes off your head.
Like Artemis or something. Unwanted Talks.
Nice. That's a good name.
Yeah. Unwanted
But
Talks.
why? Why unwanted?
Yeah. Good question. So it's like TED Talks, right? Obviously. Like TED Talks is like unwanted talks. But then people feel that all this conversation about mental health, mental illness is like unwanted kind of thing. So whenever you're trying to tell someone about how you really feel and stuff, they like gaslight you or cut you off or something.
Yeah.
That's why I would call it like unwanted talks.
Nice, that's nice. So during this whole journey, like, was there any advice that anyone gave to you that really stuck out for you, that really made you go like, I started this for a reason, I will finish it. I mean, I will make it better. Like, what is that biggest 2 to 3 pieces of advice that you got?
Honestly, I didn't really get any advice. All I got was like criticisms and like a message from someone who I knew was like, where you started your own organization, like why don't you just go and type that thing, and why just stop talking to me and stuff. I got those kind of comments and stuff, but I honestly never got any advice. I've been like playing solo all this time, and have of course, it was me who was like talking to myself and advising myself. It's like I was learning from whatever was happening. I was like, this is what happened. What could I do to change this? This is what someone has spoken. What could be done? Something like that. Like what I usually keep telling all my volunteers, especially, is there is a difference between self-confidence and self-conscious. So self-confidence is like you know what you can do. You know what you are, what you can do, or what you're capable of and stuff. Like you're capable of squishing an ant or something. But then at the same time, self-conscious is something where what you should do, like what your heart is telling you to do. What is there deep down inside? Like instead of squishing that ant, take it out on a paper and put it out properly. That is what self-conscious is like. Have it within you, kind of thing. Yeah, there's that saying, right? Emery can, but Emery shouldn't, kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, now this is where I reverse the role. If you have any questions for me, this is where you can ask them if you want to.
Any questions for you? Did you ever happen to like suffer with any mental health illnesses?
Good question. To be honest, yeah, there was a point in my life where I was in a pretty dark place that I really didn't want to talk to anyone. I just wanted to be alone, and I didn't really feel like I know depression is like something super serious. At least like in my knowledge, it's something that is much more serious than what I was going through. For me, it was just like, oh, my friends are avoiding me. Look, I have the YouTube channel for the podcast and my dancing and stuff, and it wasn't doing that well. And so I was like, oh, that's depressing. Instagram, I didn't get much likes and follows, so that's depressing. It was all like immature. It wasn't anything that serious. But yeah, I was in a pretty dark mental place, and then eventually, because I have 2 or 3 very close friends, like people who actually are there for me, and thanks to talking to them, and we used to just chill, hang out, we used to talk about all this kind of stuff, and they honestly helped me, and then I just over time got over it. It was like that dark room where you just had to put the key in the lock and just unlock it. So after searching the room for a while, I just eventually got out.
That's nice. Like glad you're out of the place. If you ever need any help, you obviously know where to come.
Yes, definitely. That brings us to the next question. Where can people find you on social media, and how can they contact you?
You can find us on Instagram as of now, and once we have sufficient funds and stuff and the proper team, we'll be soon having a website in a month or two, and we will be having a Facebook page and a Twitter handle. But as of now, we are like fully active on Instagram. We are open 24/7, and the page as well is open all the time. Like the number which is on the page is my personal number. You can like call me up anytime, or you can drop in a mail as well, which is all mentioned in the page.
Okay.
Other things like basically Tera Dost we charge like, so what, like this is one important thing about Tera Dost and other mental health organizations is that we redirect professionals to you at very less prices. So it starts from like 300 and goes up to like 1,000, 1,500 based on the services provided. But the least they charge as of now, the bar has just gone up to 300. Earlier it was 150, 200. And because of this pandemic situation, the prices had to be raised. But that is a fair amount, I feel. Like starting from 300. Then Tera Dost, like as of now, we just work on like commissions, what we take from the professionals and stuff. So yeah, if you guys donate to us as well, it's all going to be used for people who like can't afford for mental health or whatsoever. That's about it.
So, but as of now, you don't have a platform to donate, yeah?
There's
Is
no
there any
donation platform?
Yeah.
But
No,
if you do
if there
want
is,
to
I would
transfer
plug it in.
anything,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, if like you guys, if anyone could transfer it, I would like be more than glad to provide my bank details, and like you can do a NEFT or an online transaction or a UPI transaction or something. It would be like very much appreciated.
All right. Okay, so let's say 20, 30 years from now, time travel is possible. What advice would you give your younger self?
Mm, the advice that I would probably give my younger self is keep going in the direction that you are. Like, just don't look back. Even if you like I told earlier, even if you look back, just keep walking and don't go back into the same old road. And
Yeah.
like, don't stop believing in yourself like you did. And just don't ever give up, because there is a lot of life. There's a lot of time, and there's a lot of things to say, and there's a lot of people counting on you. So just keep going there.
So my podcast is basically all about finding your vision on, your purpose and, finding your sweet spot. So what is the biggest 2 or 3 advices you would give to someone who is still searching, within themselves, around them to find out what they actually are? What biggest 2 or 3 pieces of advice would you give?
The first and foremost important thing, like I would like to tell anyone, is that like respect yourself first, believe in yourself, and know that even if no one is there for you, just make sure that you are there for yourself. Like what others say doesn't really matter, and just be there for yourself. And then once you're better off with yourself, start working on others. Like first work on yourself, then on anything else. Like honestly, first get help for yourself, and then try to help someone. And once you're helping someone, like just spread love, spread happiness, like share the positive vibe. It's gonna come back all one day. It's gonna be a good place. Like you're gonna be in good company one day. And just don't ever stop believing in yourself, and don't ever think that you're not worth it, because you're 1 in a billion, and it's honestly such a blessing to be alive. I know life might get hard sometimes. It will get hard sometimes. It's not just might get hard, it will get hard. But the key, like everyone says, to never give up. Like you will be there. You will just keep going, give it time, believe in yourself, and you will definitely see like where you see yourself standing in 5 years from now. You'll be there. You'll be living a dream.
Thank you, Theodore. Thank you. A big thanks to Tera Dost, because even if it wasn't for you agreeing to do this, what you actually do is actually pretty. It's very solid. It's worth the effort. It's worth all the praises you get is actually worth, because it's a very noble thing that you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to come on to the show. Thank you for giving me your time. I know you might be in a busy kind of situation.
Thank you for inviting me as well.
Honestly though, from my heart, much respect to you. Much respect.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming on to the show. Thank you for coming on to the podcast, man. Hope you have an amazing day. Hope you have an amazing week. I hope Tera Dost becomes everything and everything that you wanted to be. I wish you all success in your life.
Thank you, and I wish you the very same.